You are listening to the USDN on the DSPN.
It's a trap!
What is up, everybody? And as always, it's your chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. And today we have a 3x repeat offender to the podcast with Bruno Catarino with his new Kickstarter, Crimson Bay. Bruno, welcome back. How's it feel to be a repeat offender to the USDN?
Well, it seems like the right kind of repeat offender.
It's the best kind, in my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me again. But yeah.
Bruno, I've told you several times that you are always welcome here with your books. I love how your books bring something different, and you quite possibly write some of the best cliffhangers I have ever read in my life.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great to hear. Yeah, if you think the cliffhanger for issue 1 is good, you need to read the cliffhanger for issue 2.
Already teasing us with the issue 2 on this one.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad as in it's
so bad it's good.
It's not for me to judge, but it leaves you wanting to know what happens, I think, hopefully. But yeah.
You always do. You always do. So let's jump into this one. So this is going to be your third Kickstarter with us, which I'm very proud to have you back on. So let's just jump right into it. Tell the people what they can expect from Crimson Bay. I've read it. I love it. It's Street Fighter. It's Street Fighter with a story, basically. That's how I felt going into it, and I loved it. Or a Double Dragon, something like that, you know? So tell us about Crimson Bay.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Street Fighter with a story. I think we actually had like a Street Fighter with a story in video games. It's just a game that not a lot of people know, which is, King of Fighters and the whole SNK thing. They did like... sorry, let me ask, do you hear any music coming from me?
Just barely.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So
we barely hear the music. I'm sorry, I had muted myself and didn't realize it. Kelvin, welcome to the show, bro.
Hello. Yeah, because there's someone. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's barely noticeable.
I lost my train of thought. What was I
You're
saying?
telling us about Crimson Bay.
Yeah, I was saying, there was this game that for me was like still the best, was King of Fighters. I absolutely love that. All the, games in that family, like, Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, all that SNK kind of property was awesome. And it had a story, and it was like MCU like in the 90s. So I really like that stuff. So while Street Fighter is obviously a big inspiration because, it's the OG, plus, Final Fight, Streets of Rage, all of those are massive
all classics, man. All classics.
Yeah. You mentioned Double Dragon also, great. So, but yeah, I think King of Fighters is probably like the main sort of inspiration because it's that fighting game with a story. And that's kind of what I was going for is, yeah, it is about the action. It is about the fight. Again, I'm sorry for my phone because
Oh,
today
you're good.
nothing is going right today.
You're good.
So yeah, it's that intense fighting from inspired by the games and by anime and that sort of thing, but with with a solid story, with characters that you can feel for them, that you can relate to them, and that are going through problems that are relatable, even if the martial arts they practice kind of defy physics and logic and all of that.
The whole point of those video games is that no human should be able to do what they do, but they do it anyway. And that's what I always loved about that kind of stuff.
You say that, but researching for the book, because I kind of started very like loose, and then I started wanting to be more realistic in future issues. So I started watching a lot of martial arts videos, and I've seen some people do some really, really weird stuff. Like, I don't know how they do it. So humans can do some really insane stuff that you can think of. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you watched some martial arts movies. What did you watch specifically?
Not movies, like videos, like actual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
videos and stuff.
Yeah, YouTube videos about different different things, about different styles of karate, Muay Thai,
Okay.
all of that. The styles that kind of fit each of the characters that are in issue 1 or in later issues. So I'm kind of just trying to get myself into that world and be a little bit more accurate, even though everything they do is not accurate at all. But I still want to have some of that realism. But yeah.
No, I mean it works though. I mean, you do see some of a little bit of the futuristic stuff in there, but at the same time, it wasn't outside of the norm of what you would see in a Streets of Rage or something like that. So it for me, I like that kind of stuff. That's what appeals. It's very relatable. The characters I really enjoyed, the brothers, and then the antagonist in the story was, I thought, like very, like, especially the way you cliffhanged this on this one. It was very like, oh wow, there was this heartfelt moment, and then all of a sudden it was like, boop, flick it away, because his greatest enemy is now there. The life he just saved is, this. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell it. I don't want to give it away, but it was very fascinating the way you did that. I was like, geez, Bruno, I'm like, what are you doing to us, dude?
Yeah, I mean, John Ford, like the director, is a massive inspiration in that sense, because he has these, I don't know, he has this thing. I call it like the John Ford punch, because it's like, he makes you go towards one emotion and then he suddenly hits you with a different emotion. It's like, what? Yeah, and I love that. So when I write, I do try to do that. Obviously not as effectively as John Ford did, but I do try to do that. Yeah.
No, I think you nailed it with this one. So did you work with people you already knew on this book, or did you go out and grab some new people, or how did you? So I know you write, other people do the art. So are you working with the same people as before on some of your other work, or did you want to just like, hey, I want to do something different, let's grab some different people?
No, it was actually sorry. It was actually with Samuel and Gio, who I worked with for Bereavement. That may have been the first time that we kind of talked, right? I think it was Bereavement.
Yep, Bereavement. Yep, was the first one.
Yeah. So I mean, I work with them. They work really great together. They do amazing work. They are incredibly fast. So I wanted to work with them again. I kind of spoke with Samuel and asked him, hey, I have these 2 projects. I was actually thinking of him for another project, but I kind of pitched both, and he was like, I actually prefer that one. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. And that was Crimson Bay. So I had already worked with Samuel and Gio in Bereavement, and I had worked Matthias, the letterer, in many different projects, and
Yeah.
just thought, let's add him
So-
to the mix.
The art was very different, though. That's why I was asking the question, because in Bereavement, you had this very vibrant, like, but dark, kind of story to it, not necessarily a dark story, but a story with an unexpected twist involved in it. And then in this one, the colors are very vibrant. They're very lush and very pop. And, it's a city setting. It wasn't in outer space like some of your other stories are dark, London street and like Parasite, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of like, what area are you basing this story out of? In like Crimson Bay, was that just something you made up, or did you have an inspiration with the name?
Oof, that went through a lot of different iterations. It was not the original name. The original name was like something like Shattered Bonds or something like that, which was more about the two brothers kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't know. It feels like it's a name that tells you what it is, but in a very direct way. It's not interesting, and I think Crimson Bay is a lot more.
It does. It resonates a little bit more when you say it.
It's more evocative, and you can have the. So the Crimson Bay comes basically from the water. One of the panels you see like the water is reflecting like red, like blood.
Yep.
And it comes from the buildings that kind of give that vibe. Sorry, do you hear any of this?
Barely, Bruno.
Oh man,
I don't think it's gonna bleed over. So
okay, it's really annoying. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. That's part of living in the city, right?
This is me working like every day, trying to focus on just this, like the works outside. But yeah,
I have airplanes, like literal jets. So
okay. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, there's this. Crimson Bay kind of is more evocative, and it has this. It's the name of the town, but it's also about all the violence and all the blood, and so it has like this double meaning. And
you do set the intro of this story very well, from like how you introduce us to the character, and like kind of you dive a little bit into the background, just enough, so where their place is and like where they're coming from on things. And that's something that I always think you do very well, is you give us that right amount to where you could, in your head, you can like, oh, okay, I see where they're coming from and where we're going with this a little bit. And so that was really like, I enjoyed that about the book itself, is how you do that. So
thank you. Yeah. I mean, I feel like from a craft point of view, obviously, people will have different opinions, but from a craft point of view, I think this might be my best book so far because of how much is packed just in the first 3 pages. But yeah, I mean, obviously, people, well, tell me whether they like it or not, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. I've read 3 of your books now. You've been on 3 different times, and I've read some of your other books as well. I like this one simply out of the concept that you were deriving it from as well, because I'm a huge fan. I love the dark horror stuff that you do. Don't get me wrong. I love that kind of stuff. But this one is more of a fun throwback to your childhood, sitting at home on your Sega, Super NES, PlayStation, whatever it was, and just playing hours and hours of beat 'em up video games, or at the arcade wasting tons of quarters on these things. And like, as I'm reading it, that's how I feel the entire time, is I'm watching and reading this video game play out in front of me with this very unique story, with just the right amount of fighting in it. And I was like, dude, we deserve a video game that plays like that, like a 3D video game, like just a 3D beat 'em up, like modern day game like that. I'm like, we need that.
Yeah, and when you think about it, I don't know, is there anything like that at the moment in terms of this?
There is, but not like mostly, we got like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, that kind of, they're 3D fighting games, but not like pure fighting games, like old school arcade
Yeah,
style. That's a 3D where you can move around the entire environment and the story is playing at the same time. And I'm like, dude, that would be kind of cool if somebody did that. And there may be something out there that I'm just not aware of.
yeah. No,
But that
yeah,
would be really cool.
yeah. I can't think of anything either. I think there's a lot of like, hack and slash kind of action stuff, but
Mhm.
it's just not the same. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like pure fighting, like no weapons, just pure fighting in a 3D environment, in a story being told. To me, that would just be like dope as hell. But
yeah.
I'm a fan of that era of video games.
Someone out there who makes games, just get on it, because you have two people that would totally buy it here.
I'm sure there's more than us.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Just
But
here we have two people.
with I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. From how you wanted the like the coloring of the book and how the drawing and the characters, like, was your artist and your colors, were they like pretty spot on with like how you seen it happening, or was there a lot of like back and forth with, hey, what about this, or like, hey, I'm thinking more this, because it's not like, to be fair, I was kind of expecting a little bit more like 90s style, almost like that 8-bit 16-bit style art, and I'm really happy we didn't get that, to be fair. But I was kind of like a little piece of me was kind of like, this would have been kind of cool in like a 16-bit, kind of distorted way. But I'm glad we didn't get that. But there was a slight piece of me that would have been like, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to have done was a cover that would be 8-bit, like pixelized and all of that, pixel art.
That would have been really dope. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I already had enough covers, I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave that for issue 2. But yeah, issue 2 definitely is going to have like a pixel art cover, because that's really dope. I don't know if that's what you meant, or if you actually meant like that 90s style of comic book art.
A little bit of both. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think Sam has like this more, I don't want to call it like anime, because it's not really anime, but it's like that. It's more of that style. And yeah, I think
It's
it
very
actually works.
modern art.
Yeah, and I think it works really well for this.
It
Yeah,
does.
it's not.
Yeah, it really does. But again, there's that small piece of that 90s childhood that was kind of like, it'd been kind of cool to see, like, even like a little throwback maybe on a TV screen of some kid playing like a video game, like just that one little thing where, somebody would like that little throwback in there, or that little Easter egg hidden somewhere in there, like just that little thing, like people like me, when we read comic books, I study panels. I want to see the panels and what's there, and read it. But also I look at the pages, because you never know what you're going to find on a page of a comic, right?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those little fun nods and like throwbacks to what inspired the book.
Yeah, I took a note just to say, just very cheekly, because that's a good idea, and
Hey,
you have some good ideas.
Hey, let's talk about one of those ideas real quick. So we were talking before we came live. I was like, hey, Bruno, on the next one, you have to call it round 2
Yeah.
instead of issue 2, because to me, that just like, it ties that theme. It ties that the book into what you want to do with it together, like calling it rounds instead of issues. So
Yeah, I mean that's a brilliant idea. I don't know how I did not think about that. I'm glad that I haven't launched yet, but I'm probably going to be changing the text in for that, because it's definitely a fantastic idea. I'm going to take
love
that.
it.
It's not the
Love
first time
it.
that I take an idea from you, because
It's not. And I still, every now and then, I'm like, I gave him that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get my one little moment where I'm feeling really good about it. Like, yeah, I gave him that idea.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, the last one was like the covers for cinematic figments, which you mentioned. This would look really cool as a Virgin cover, and it's
And I
like
have it. It's absolutely beautiful.
it does. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, I was
That's
at the
probably my
comic.
favorite. I have a lot of covers, and that's one of my favorite covers, just simply because once you strip that cinematic figments off of it, it's just this like it makes you it gives you so many different thoughts. Like, what is this book? What's this about? It just plays with your emotions and just like it's just beautiful. The colors, the art, everything just so good together.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth talking to you just for this to take ideas from you because a lot of them are amazing.
I've told you many of times. I'm here, man. Run
Yeah,
ideas by me. That goes for anybody coming on here. If you have an idea and you're like, hey, wonder what he thinks about it.
yeah, I mean, and just following on that, because you mentioned, using the round two and all of that, I did try to kind of use some of that, the concepts and all of that. So one of the things that I have with one of the rewards is putting together like these, I call them like ISCO combos, as in international shipping, costs, optimized, something like that. So, which is like a pack of like 3 comics, Crimson Bay and 2 other comics.
Yeah.
That makes it, the shipping cost tends to be, a lot expensive. But
Yeah.
when you get like 3 books, there's like
You're getting the most from your buck.
yeah, there's like a cap to the cost. It makes the cost like better. And I kind of just created that, and I call them combos because I could call it like packs, something like
I
that,
like it.
bundles,
I like
combos.
it.
It's much nicer. So yeah, so the round 1, round 2 fits right in. Yeah,
3-hit combo.
yeah, get a
Like it.
combo.
I like it. Excuse me.
No worries.
So give us a little background of the characters and basically like the story for Crimson Bay.
Yeah, sure. This is the part where I'm really bad at, which is pitching my own work. You should see me at Comic Cons. So yeah, Crimson Bay is basically about these 2 brothers who have made this pledge to avenge their father, who was killed by his supposed best friend, and that, let's call him villain, like the final boss, whatever you want to call it, is now he's now the mayor of Crimson Bay. So he has a lot of power, and yeah, of course, these 2 brothers are going in after training an entire life to defeat him. They are finally trying to accomplish that goal, and a lot of things are not exactly what they seem to be. There are some mysteries, some revelations that make things, well, harder, and some dilemmas that will kind of break them apart and potentially put them at odds with each other, the 2 brothers. So that's terribly explained. That's it. I think it's
no, dude. I think that hit it right on the head there.
Yeah, I think it's better explained actually in text when I wrote it. But yeah.
No, you nailed that one. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm a writer, not a public speaker.
No, that was really good. That's how without giving a whole lot away, that's the best way to do it. So let's actually talk about the Kickstarter campaign itself this time around. I know you have a really great publication out there on running a Kickstarter that I have actually recommended to other people and told them where to find it, like sent them the link to your site to where they can find that. So hopefully that's helped out some people. And but how are you doing things a little differently on this Kickstarter compared to some of your other Kickstarters? And just like, what can we expect off of this campaign versus previous campaigns?
Yeah, I think the benefit with doing a few is that you start learning what works and what doesn't. So I used to have like a lot of like, prints, bookmarks, that sort of stuff. And I don't know, I get a feeling that people don't really care that much, if it's not known characters. If you go if you go to a Comic-Con and someone has prints of, I don't know, Baldur's Gate, people will just be all over it. But if it's like an unknown character, people are not really that interested. So I try to focus more on the books, and I'm lucky enough that now I have some books, not just, the one. So yeah, I try to play around with that. So a lot of the rewards are around, there's definitely the book. There's like 3 variant covers. So there's the main cover. There's a cover that's an homage to King of Fighters 2000, to the poster, and one other cover which is an homage to Will Eisner cover of Spirit, which has like I don't know if you've seen that yet. I don't think that I shared that with you yet because I got it recently.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
I hadn't seen that one.
yeah, it's like the title Crimson Bay. I could potentially send it to you if you want, but
Yeah, if you wanted to send it real quick, I could possibly share it and show people.
let me see if I can find it. It's still in black and white.
I find covers in black and white to be like really nice sometimes.
Well,
the art print of it,
yeah, it's a really nice cover, but it's this. Oh, I don't want to open it. I want to link. Is there?
It's always hard when you get put on like the spur of the moment trying to get something done like that. It's always difficult because they never want to cooperate with you.
Did you get that?
Let me hit the refresh on over here. And no, did you email it or did you send it over on Blue Sky?
Oh, I sent it here. Does that send to everyone? Or did everyone see the link?
In the private chat? No. It went to private chat. Hang on, I got you.
I can send it to the Blue.
No, that's perfect. I'm just here we go. Then let me move it over to here. Oh, that's sick, actually. Let me do a screen share real quick.
Yeah, it has like these. The depth is, it's amazing.
Oh, here we go. Duh. See. Screen share. Got it. I don't know if oh, here we go. There. Boom. Dude, that is sick.
Yeah.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. I can't wait to see that in color. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So Gabriel, who did Prey, and he did a few covers for me. Yeah, he did this cover.
Prey's got some sick covers too. I don't know how many of the people out there watching this are who will listen to this later. If you haven't read Prey, it is such an awesome book, and the cover on it was just amazing. And this right here is like absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, same artist. The colorist is going to be the same as well. So yeah, I can't wait to see the colored version, but it just looks great. I mean, yeah, it's an homage to a Will Eisner, of all people. Cover. I'm really happy with this cover as well. So
yeah, that's phenomenal, dude.
Yeah. So
no more teasing of the people.
So yeah, there's those 3 covers, and then I have like what I was telling you about the ISCO combos, which is like 3 books, Crimson Bay plus 2 other books. That if you get all 3, you save on shipping costs. So I'm trying to focus on those bundles, combos. So yeah, that's very much the kind of rewards. I also kind of have one to be drawn on, a feature comic, because I think people do enjoy that.
That's become really popular in Kickstarter over the last like year or so, that I noticed that you go up to a certain dollar level, like the artist, like the writer or artist writer will include you in the comic book to a certain degree, or they'll do a rendering image of you as a dead guy laying on the side or something, which I think that's really cool if, you know, within reason. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've seen how much some people charge for that, and I'm just like, dude, you're way over your head on that. Like, this is a Kickstarter campaign. I'm like, I mean, if somebody really is like a big fan and a big supporter of that person, yeah, obviously, you know, go for it. But some of those prices I've seen out there for some of that stuff, I'm like, dude, that kind of money could fund like 3 campaigns for some people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not going to be totally. I don't know which values you saw, but it's not going to be like completely insane thing.
I've seen some that were like several grand
No,
just to, yeah, it was obscenely, it's like grossly
no,
overpriced.
no. I mean, especially because it's like you say, right? It's like you're going to be some that guy, or like, you know, not a that guy, but like a goon, or, you know, you like
Yeah.
someone who is
Yeah.
going to appear and be, you know,
Yeah,
punching
to
and
me,
saying,
like when I see like a price like that attached to something, I'm like, oh, is Mark Miller doing this book or Mark Spears? Like who's doing this book?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, if I'm seeing that kind of price on something to be included in the book to some degree, I'm thinking it's somebody huge.
yeah. I'm not there yet. May
Not
never
Peter
be.
from Three Doors Down coloring a book with crayons, you know?
Yeah, may never be. So, you know, no, not at that level yet. Yeah, it's basically that. It's just focusing
No,
on the.
that's really cool, man, because when it's done correctly, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, yeah, and it's definitely not going to be like, um like main characters, stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like you're going to be like some, extra, let's put it like that. It's like
Yeah,
being an
no, that's
extra.
really cool. I mean, like,
Yeah,
imagine though, you're flipping through a book that you helped fund, and on
you're
page,
there.
26, there you are standing in the crowd, like,
Yeah,
or something like that. To me, that's really cool. And when done correctly, in a cost effective way,
yeah,
it's something really cool because that makes you want to be like, oh yeah, that dude, how cool would this be?
yeah.
So, but no, I know whatever you do, you're gonna do it right. I've not. I
Definitely
think
not. Definitely not hundreds of.
I've seen, like I said, I've seen some that were just absolutely absurd, and like the expectation. And when because as a writer and as a person running a campaign, you're going to share your artwork for the book to some degree on the campaign page. And like some of the books I was seeing that were offering that as a option, it's like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's just like it almost felt like I'm hoping this is like the rough sketches, like a storyboard type of thing where you're showing the storyboard. I hope this isn't what's actually the pages going into this book is.
Yeah,
And that's not a knock on anybody or just observations I've made while looking at on Kickstarter and just like, sometimes you're just sitting around like, hey, let me see what's on Kickstarter and just, get a feel. Cause I think that's a good kind of indicator
hmm,
of like how comic art evolves is hopping on Kickstarter and just having a look through some of the things that are happening on Kickstarter, because I think, a lot of the art styles, they eventually make their way mainstream and stuff like that, like the anime style,
yeah,
which I think the anime style has been around for a while, but the first time you really see it mainstream, in my opinion, in a comic book form was Peach Momoko doing Visions and some of the stuff, other things she's done with Marvel.
hmm,
And to me, like, I don't think she started that, but from a
yeah,
mainstream comic book perspective, she's the very first one I can think of off the top of my head that really put that stamp on it and made it something that a lot of other people are trying to now, I don't want to say imitate, but like pick up
yeah,
that style and go with it, which is really cool.
yeah. It became more. I don't know.
I mean, it's mainstream,
Yeah,
but I don't want to say like somebody stole something or copied something, but it's definitely an influence.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's not so much that you're being influenced by that; it's that you have that style. It's just that style was not as, I don't know, accepted, I guess, in comics.
Yeah.
Comics always had that
And
very.
I think that's really dope because I mean, Peach Momoko did a whole comic book where there's no words spoken whatsoever. It's all told through actions of the characters in the book, and it's probably one of my favorite comic books of all times with Star Wars Visions that she did. So, and again, 0 words,
Yeah,
no writing whatsoever.
I mean the
But
writing
the
is there,
story was
just not.
beautiful.
Yeah, the writing is there, just not. You just
It's
don't
just
see any words.
exactly, and it was
Yeah.
done wonderfully.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really appreciate the anime style, but what I'm getting at is, I think Kickstarter is a great indication of where you can kind of see future of comic books and the arts and stuff like that going when you're paying attention to what you're looking for.
And you have a lot of amazing artists there as well. I mean, you can see it's really hard to go on Kickstarter and not see something that you like because there's a lot. Yeah.
It really is, and I'm blown away every time I'm on Kickstarter by some of the books on there and some of the art on there, some of the stories being told, because they're never going to see mainstream either due to the content of the book, or there's just no studios willing to roll dice on a book like that, And that's what I love about Kickstarter so much is there's people out there making some really, really good horror books that defy what we see horror books as sold on the mainstream marketplace through comic book shops.
Yeah.
But on Kickstarter, that's like, there's a reason why that book just moved, 10,000 or 20,000 units, because you can't get it anywhere else. And Kickstarter is the only place where it can be funded. And they're beautifully done. They're scary as hell. It feels like you're the next victim on the next page because they're so good. But so outside, like, what's the ultimate goal for Crimson Bay once you're fully funded, and where do you see this project going in the future? I know you've kind of hinted that there's definitely an issue 2.
Oh yeah.
Which is the first time out of your mouth you said there will be an issue 2.
Yeah, no. So the projects I've done before were basically like one shots or anthologies, because you're starting out, you want to start out without a big commitment, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think I'm at the point where Crimson Bay is a series, Flame Vault is going to be a series, the Odyssey.
That one looks really cool too. If you follow Bruno on Kickstarter, you've seen the teaser for that one. It's like I don't want to say mid-century, but like you're taking it back to the golden years of the UK, I'm guessing, when there's knights and damsels in distress. It kind of feels like.
You're talking about Family and Honor. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a different one. That's
okay,
yet another one.
My bad. That one looks really cool too.
Yeah. I mean, I have several projects right now on pre-launch on Kickstarter. So yeah, but I'm moving more towards that, the series. So Crimson Bay, is going to be the first one to be released. Issue 1, it's this Kickstarter. Issue 2 is well into, art. So Samuel sent me today pages 9 to 12.
Okay. So do you know how long this book is going to be? Like, how many rounds are we getting out of this book?
Not sure. I think the first arc is going to be like 5, 6, probably 6.
Okay.
From what I outlined so far. I don't have like a definitive answer for how long it's going to be, but it's probably going to be like 3, 4 arcs at least.
Okay.
With that, each with 5, 6 books. So yeah, just
I like those numbers. I like when a book goes, 5 or 6, issues, or in this case rounds. I think that's a good number. And I know recently at San Diego Comic-Con, Tiny Onion and James Tynion announced that Something is Killing the Children is probably going to be more like 100.
Oof.
I'm like, dude, we're on issue 34.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, but if you look at like other, series that did really well, like Walking Dead and that stuff like that, went to the hundreds. So yeah,
so and that's a conversation I actually just had at my local comic book shop with the owner. Is like, you don't see a lot of books do that outside of like, Batman, Superman, X-Men, your bigger names. So for an indie publication, Image, to my opinion, hasn't been a indie publication in a long damn time. Not since the 90s, basically, in my opinion. But it's just not something you see. I know, like, Grimm is getting ready to end over at Boom Studios with 25 volumes and 25 beautiful issues, I must say. It is hands down one of my top fives, from studios. And that one kind of hit because, we're on issue 23 right now of Grimm, and I'm just like, damn, there's only 2 more of this. I'm happy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's ending though, like, you don't know how to feel about it. But, a lot of things, I know Mark Miller is really big on like 5 or 6 issues, and sometimes they feel a little rushed. But I understand why he did it the last time he did it, like, because he was getting ready to jump into a bigger project and he needed that time to work on that, which, cool. Completely understand. It felt rushed, but at the same time, appropriate ending, just a little rush, I think. But that 5 to 6 range is, I think a good. You can get a good story, comic books are 26, 32 pages, somewhere in that range. And it's a lot of time and a lot of stuff you can cover in that time frame with the right artist and the right letterer and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to get to those. Yeah, even getting to the 30s, for most creators is really hard. But getting to 100s, I mean, you need to be, you need to be Robert Kirkman or Tynion, right? You need to be those guys.
I still don't think. I'm trying to think. Well, Tynion has finished some books. He's finished The Deviant, which is a phenomenal series.
I mean, the House in the Lake, he technically finished it. He just did, a sequel, but he technically finished it. Yeah.
He did, and then he started with the sequel to The Nice House on the Lake. Or not The Nice House on the Lake. The Sea, Nice House by the Sea. Yeah, thank you. Another one. Just phenomenal work by Tynion. I could literally have a whole episode on just talking about Tynion's work because I'm such a huge fan of his and what he does. And like right now, Exquisite Corpses to me is like the comic book of 2025.
I haven't read that yet.
Dude, it's phenomenal. It's like every Halloween, the rich people select their serial killer and drop it into a small town.
Oh.
And then let chaos and mayhem, go. And how they did it is they created a playing card game. And whoever dies in the card game is the next murderer to die in the comic book.
Okay.
So it's a really cool concept how they're combining this like card game they're playing with their friends into the comic book to determine who dies next in the book.
Yeah, that's a cool concept. I need to check that out. Yeah. What's the name of the book? Sorry?
Exquisite Corpses. I mean, the characters are absolutely phenomenal.
Is that Tynion?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I need to check this. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Trying to remember when the last one came out and if I have it sitting here or not. No, but I did get just oh, that's the new Garth Ennis right there. War. Dude, that book is amazing.
Yeah.
It's Garth Ennis, man. Of course it's amazing. Garth Ennis is up there, dude. He's like, he slaps his name on anything, a coloring book, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Just
some
like Tinian, you know, there's certain people who they could put their name on anything and it's like, okay, I'll take 2.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I definitely have some writers that I'm that it's like that for me as well, that I'm like, yeah, I want all of their stuff. And Tinian is increasingly becoming one of them. I just didn't know about this book.
No, you got to check it out. He's got a few, and since he has his own publisher or own publishing name now with Tiny Onion, like in my eyes, I've never thought the dude could do any wrong when it comes to what he does. And it's unique to him in how he tells stories. Garth Ennis, very much the same way. There's certain writers like I said, like they could slap their name on anything and be like, yep. Joe Hill, you know, Stephen King, like slap their name on anything, man. And Clive Barker, you know.
Recipe book, give me. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll take 2 every time. But no, I'm sorry, we got way off topic there. I didn't mean.
I mean, it's fine. I mean,
there.
I'm happy to talk about comics, you know.
I am too, you know, and that seems to be how these interviews usually go. And I don't have any issues with that as long as we get to your book and, you know, celebrating you and your new Kickstarter.
I'm all good, man.
But no, I'm really happy that we're going to get, you know, a good series, you know, and this one is kicking off perfectly, in my opinion, and how you're introducing the characters and like the cliffhanger you left for this one fits the story so well because, you know, now the main character has this huge dilemma he's got to face going forward, and knowing that his end goal of defeating the mayor has this huge kink in its chain. And, well, really huge, actually, because that bodyguard is a fucking giant of a man.
Yep.
Pardon my language, but that dude was gigantic. And he looked like that one fighter from Street Fighter. The
Blanca?
No. The
Zangief?
big Russian dude.
Yeah, Zangief.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce that, but yeah, but
Zangief, however you want to say it.
Whichever.
But yeah, that's like, as soon as I seen him, I'm like, dude, that looks like Zangief from Street Fighter. I'm like, I don't know if it was intended that way or not.
No, it wasn't.
But that's the vibe, like the size of him, because he's just this huge, massive human being. And his fighting style was very similar to that. And I was just like, because he relies on that brute power and just like guessing what the fighter he's fighting is going to do next and being ahead of it. I'm like, dude, this is so fucking good. Pardon my language, everybody out there, but I like the book is just like it's a good blend. Like, so there's like 2 really good fights in the story, so it's not heavily convoluted with that. Like, you would kind of go into it thinking like, oh, it's based off of this, so you're going to see a lot of fighting, and you do, but it's like the perfect amount of like the first fight that's like this he's fighting for money, and then in the one where he's rescuing these people, and you get introduced to the other main characters in the story, the antagonists and everything. But just, it's done so well, you know, the blend of it with the action of it, and it's not like just a fight. like in an actual video game. It's like you get a story, a fight, some story, some story, some fight, and then like this great cliffhanger of it's just going to, you could tell like your main character is so conflicted now, even though your antagonist is like, oh, we meet again, eh? Like he knows why he's there, you know? And now he just did what he did. So now he the main bad guy knows that our main character is now heavily conflicted. And I say all that to say this. If you back Crimson Bay, you are in for a fun read, a great ride with a great storyteller with Bruno, and you're not going to be disappointed. The colors of the book, the art style, which you always find the best artists to match what the story is. So it's, yeah. Bruno, I know I'm blowing a lot of hot smoke up your rear end right now, but it's all true.
Well, thank you so much.
You and the team on
hear,
Bay nailed it again, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't take praise well. So I will say that the art and the colors are amazing because I haven't done those. So I can say those are amazing. So yeah, I'll
No, I'm telling you, shout out to the whole team over there. And if your artist or your colorist ever wants to come on the podcast, pass them the information. I just talked to Francisco Nilo, who worked on Vitellarium, the comic book for Vitellarium. Outstanding comic book artist out of Argentina. He was on the show to talk about his artwork and how I got him into comic books. I love talking to the artists as well, because to me, that kind of, it's like this nice, like, you're getting the same perspective from two different angles, you know, and I think that's really, really cool. And now being early announcement, but in October, me and Francisco Nilo, will be live talking about our favorite horror comic books, which is going to be a really dope time.
Nice.
Yeah, he was like, dude, we got to come back and do this again, but just talk about horror comic books. I was like, I love it. Let's do it. When do you want to do it? So that's going to be my big October show. Is going to be just me and him talking about our favorite scary comic books.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of Tinian there.
A lot of Tinian, yes, definitely. Like Dread the Hall H just came out, which is a prequel to the Deviant.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Do you know? So this is much more, indie. But do you know Afterlight Comics?
Joseph Oliver? I have to look into them. Afterlife Comics.
Afterlight Comics. So Joseph Oliver. That's
okay. I'll look into them.
Yeah, because he makes a lot of. Do I have? I mean, I would need to search. I do have a lot of his comics.
You can shoot it to me later.
Yeah. One of the ones I can find, but yeah, like stuff like this. He does all pretty much exclusively horror.
That's pretty dope.
And I love
a good foil, like not an overdone foil, but just like that perfect amount of foil.
Yeah, just the text, just the title.
That's really cool.
Really, yeah, definitely check out his stuff because you might
shoot it to me in a message later. That way I can look him up. Is he on Kickstarter or has he got his own site where you can buy it?
He's on Kickstarter like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's the most prolific guy I know on Kickstarter.
I'll probably follow him then, because there's a few on there like I follow, and I'm just like, I find them to be kind of like, I don't want to say pricey, but like I think I bought maybe a book from him once, but then it was like, geez, why am I getting a notification for another book or in another book? It's like some of them just have this huge, like, vast library of stuff they want to get published.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're asking a lot for the people who like your work, man.
Yeah, he's a proper publisher now, so he goes directly
Good.
to
The publishing company itself.
to stores and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he has like a cycle of his
No,
cycles
that's
are
cool. I
really
think
fast.
that's where I forgot which, I can't remember if it was Ben Lacey or one of the other interviewers I did, but he's that way. He has a direct to publisher type of thing. Bobby Campbell with what's the name of it? The book he's doing. Tales of the Illuminatus. He has a way he goes direct to publisher with his stuff when he finishes it. So the book will get produced no matter what. It's just then selling it,
Yeah.
And then he sells it off a Kickstarter, basically. Great book, fun book, based off a great trilogy of actual books. But he's that way. He has a publisher that produces it for him, which is really cool. I wish there were more of those. They were more prolific, but there's just not a lot of publishers anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I hate to see, like, I love print, but digital's cool, but it's just something about the smell of a freshly printed comic book. Just like even a comic book that's been in storage for a little bit, when you open the seal from the bag and board, because I seal mine with these are the greatest things ever. They're just little restickable dots, but they don't stick to your books. Like if it gets stuck to your book, it just comes off. It doesn't peel pages and stuff like that. But when you peel this off and you open it, and then that smell of the paper and the ink hits you, like that never gets old.
Yeah, getting high on comic books.
Yes. It just doesn't get old. I love that smell. But let's wrap it up, Bruno, and sell us your book real quick.
I mean, I can't do it better than you already did. So yeah, it's a fun, martial arts action book based on, your favorite animes, video games, and movies growing up. So if it had martial arts in the 90s, it probably influences this. That's it. And yeah, there's a lot of fighting, but it's also moving story along, so it's not just fighting. And the art is gorgeous. And yeah, I mean, it's a series. You're going to get it from the start, so you don't have like a backlog of 10 years of comics that you haven't read. So
Yep.
Yeah, it's just getting it from the beginning. And yeah, and hopefully it's a fun read. And I don't know, that's it.
That sums it up. Beautiful art, beautiful colors, great story, 90s action video game, drama and action. It's a great way for Bruno to kick off his first series, not anthology, not one shot, but series. And I'm absolutely loving it. It has my seal of approval as the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds. Now, Bruno, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, you'll find me mostly on Blue Sky on Bruno Catarino, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Oops, did I? Oh no.
What'd you do?
I lost. Yeah, I lost the Blue Sky window. No, I lost this window, your window.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. It's brunocatarino.bluesky.social. But if you just type in Bruno, and then when you go to type the C, he's probably going to be the first person that comes up.
So yeah, that's that. There's Facebook, but you can find me by my name as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm off pretty much everywhere else at the moment.
We got to get you back on the Instagram, buddy. Get you back on the gram.
It's a lot of work.
It is. Trust me. I know. I'm on like 5 different platforms, and
yeah,
it's like I have a system of how I post on things now. And I start with hit this one, and I work myself across my internet tabs and get stuff posted. That's what works for me. But yeah, it's absolutely a lot of work. But Bruno, as always, man, I can't appreciate it enough. We being the person you come to for your Kickstarters, we always look forward to you coming on. Can't wait for the next one, because you're coming back, right?
I'm definitely coming back if you have me.
Dude,
Thank
you're
you.
always welcome back. So what's coming up next for the chairman? I will tell you. July's comic book wrap up will be coming out either tomorrow or Monday. I'm a little late on it, but that's all good. I'm always going to be late on my new comic book day stuff. But this will be the first one for a whole month. So it's going to be a lot, but I'm going to do everything I can to sum it up in a nice way. September the 20th, we will have Ben Lacey on with Shark of War issue number 9 in honor of Shark Week that we just had last week or 2 weeks ago. He decided to release that 9th issue of Shark of War. Really fun comic book about a experimented on shark that saves the world. Really cool, really dope book, really fun, and just kind of like bizarre and out there. So very different than what I would normally read, but it's just a very fun book. So, and of course, as always, you can find the chairman on Facebook under the United States Department of Nerds, on Instagram as USDN Podcast, on Blue Sky as USDN Chairman, and on YouTube as the USDN Podcast. And as always, Bruno, thank you very much for letting the USDN be a part of your Kickstarter kickoff campaign. As always, can't say how much I appreciate that enough, because it really is always an honor to have you on and be your go-to source to kick off these things. I really appreciate you putting that trust in us. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Crimson Bay, Bruno Catarino is USDN approved.
It's a trap!